Welcome to our very first Finish the 2024 Off Strong webinar. And I'm so thrilled that so many of you from our summer webinar registered and are hopping on for another round of my craziness. So I love you guys for that. Let's see where this road takes us. Hopefully strong pharmacies. So today, my guest is Dr. Lisa Fost, who happens to be my boss, my best friend, my confidant, all of the things that people who have worked closely for many, many years become. I once teased with Lisa that if she were ever murdered, that it wouldn't be Jason that would be the number one suspect, that it would be me. And so I get the question often, Lisa, where we met or how we met. And a lot of people assume that we met totally in this profession, which is absolutely not the case. So we met in Bakersfield 2009, 08. So a long time ago. I had babies. And Lisa was rocking her pharmacy. And I actually worked for an in-home care agency. And we first became friends on the board of the Alzheimer's Association. So when we tell you to go out and make friends and do all of the volunteering and all of the fun stuff in your community, it's because it worked for both of us. So in my job, I realized quickly that 80-year-old Helen was not ever going to get in-home services herself. So I created a radio show. Lisa became a weekly guest, and then almost a co-host on there. I mean, she was, whenever I would say Lisa, everybody knew that we were talking about Dr. Lisa. So that's how we met. So I'm kind of thrilled to be back in reverse seats again. Lisa, thanks for coming on with us.
I am so excited you had this idea for like the Finish 2024 Strong, because I think the fourth quarter is one of those double-edged swords in pharmacy where there's so much opportunity, but we're also just kind of exhausted because it's the end of the year. So I'm excited for everything that you put together for this, for all the guests. It was cool to be included. So thank you. And I think this is going to be a really awesome series for finishing the year out strong. Like, it's been a effed up year, like we're finally out of the DIRP apocalypse, like we're obviously still all dealing with the aftermaths of it, but now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and I love this. So I love our 75 Hard for pharmacy owners is a play off of the original 75 Hard, which I failed on day 2, but that's for another day. But I believe in this program nonetheless. I only failed because I'm coming to see my daughter graduate in Washington. That's the only reason why I failed. But I believe in this program. I believe that small steps make huge improvements in your life, and it'll trickle through your personal life, your pharmacy, your employees. My kids, when I first did 75 Hard, my kids thought I was an absolute lunatic, as did many of my friends. I was super overweight. I was, it was the dead of winter, which California winters aren't that bad, but that one just happened to be really cold. And I did it. And it changed the way it changed the way people around me think. And it really taught me that I could finish what I started. So I love that Lisa took what I was doing and adapted it for pharmacy owners. So I will let you take it away, Lisa.
Awesome. All right. I do have slides because I'm a slide kind of girl. Just because I know not everybody likes listening to my voice. I mean, I get sick of my own voice, so I expect you all to get sick of it too. So, and there's here. So as Heather said, we're going to talk about 75 Hard for pharmacy owners. And the premise of this, and this is why, when we were chatting, we're kicking off the Finish 2024 Strong, because even if you don't follow this program, if you leave today with nothing else, that those small, consistent changes add up to massive results. That's the lesson here. Now, we're going to give you a program that you can follow where we're like taking all the decisions away from you and you just put one step forward and go forward. Feel free to come up with your own, or if you want to do something wildly different, but just understand that it really truly is being consistent. Even with small little tweaks and small little changes, you can transform your business. All right. So we're going to dive into this. Howdy. If I don't know you, I am Dr. Lisa Faust. I am the founder and CEO of DiversifyRx. And here's all the ways that you can contact me and learn information. And I love, talking to people and answering questions. So feel free you can submit questions to drlisafaust.com. If you've got an urgent need and you're a member, hit that contact us because that'll come directly to me. We're just here to help and support you and help you be awesome in any way possible. So what is 75 hard? Like, what are we talking about? Heather and I are nerds and we tend to like the same people and we like dive into things, but you might have no clue what the heck we were talking about. So I'm going to review what 75 hard is. So I did not come up with this. All right. It is a mental discipline self-improvement program developed by Andy Frisella. And if you're like, who the heck is Andy Frisella? He's an uber successful businessman. He used to be incredibly overweight, even though he was successful in business. He was actually selling like health company like stuff, and and he transformed himself, and it's really about that mental discipline and self-improvement and doing those hard things and making little decisions consistently every day. Again, you can transform yourself. His is all about personal improvement. So if you ever want to check out his program, just go to his website, andyfrisella.com, click on 75 hard. You'll get more info than you ever thought. If you're a podcast person, I listen to his Real AF podcast religiously. It is episode 208, and you can get the full details there. And it's 5 rules that are focused on improving physical outcomes and creating mental toughness. Okay, so that's the original 75 hard program. All right. And the goal is that you can transform your life and yourself physically in 75 days. And 75 days doesn't seem like a long time. And really, it's not 2.5 months. I mean, we just let 2.5 months of summer go by. But when you're in the middle of it and you're trying to be consistent, that's the hard part. Each of the rules by themselves are not hard, but doing it every day consistently, that's the hard part. And same thing. So we're going to talk about what is 75 hard for pharmacy owners. All right. So it is a mental discipline program, still about mental toughness. But it's to improve your pharmacy. And it is inspired definitely by the 75 hard from Andy. So it's 5 simple rules. You need to compete every day for 75 days straight. Since this is business, I call the 75 days equal business days. So if you're open Monday through Friday, you do this Monday through Friday. If you're open Monday through Saturday, then you do it Monday through Saturday. So it's the perfect time right now because your 75 hard, if you really want to improve your pharmacy, will take you all the way through this last quarter of 2024. And again, it's about small, consistent changes equals massive results. And you really can transform your pharmacy in 75 days. I first launched this with the first group of pharmacy owners. We did a 75 hard for pharmacy owners in 2022. And amazing things happened, like truly amazing things. And it is absolutely doable. So just to compare for you, the Real AF 75 hard, number 1 is pick a diet, stick to it, no alcohol, no cheating. Number 2, two 45-minute workouts with 1 being outdoors. Number 3, drink a gallon of water every day. Number 4, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. Number 5, take progress pictures and share it. Yes, of course, Tom, we will be recording this, of course. So those are the self-improvement rules. So what I did is I took those same 5 concepts, but now we're going to apply them to pharmacy owners and improving your pharmacy, not necessarily your own physical stuff. So let's go through the rules, and I'm going to go through them a little bit slower for you. So number 1, post a video on social media every day. We're going to dive into each one of these rules. Number 2, offer an upsell with every transaction. Number 3, everyone writes a thank you card every day. Read 10 pages of a business book, not just a nonfiction book. And you want to pick KPIs and share them every day with your accountability system, whether that's a person, a group, or whatnot. Okay, so those are the 5 rules. If you look at each of these rules, not really that hard. I mean, let's be honest, like not really that hard, but doing them every day consistently for 2.5 months, that's the hard part, but the consistency is where you will get the results. If you're on a diet and you take 2 days off of that diet every week, you tend not to make much progress. That's why his number 1 rule is pick a diet, no alcohol, no cheating. So flip it over to the pharmacy owner side. If you kind of half-ass things, like you never get results. You get half-assed results, if any. And so that's the tough part. So we're going to dive into each one of these rules. I want to help you fully understand them. I want to give you as many resources and tips. And for all of you that have registered for this, we are going to have a ton of free resources for you. No cost to do this program. And we are going to provide support so you can be successful in this, because I really do want you to finish 2024 strong. So videos will change your pharmacy. All right. I promise you this. I've told people to prove me wrong, and I'm proven right again and again. If you just post a video on your social media. So what do I mean by that? Post a daily video on your social media. So whether that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of them. All right. Doesn't matter. Pick one, pick them all. Post a video every day. And the reason it transfers your pharmacy is it creates what's called know, like, and trust rocket fast. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And if all you're doing is putting words on a page or generic stock photos on a page, that doesn't elicit knowing and liking, trusting you as a local pharmacy. But video has a way of doing that rocket fast. It shows that you're real human with real human employees. It's more authentic. It doesn't have to be your face. However, you will have much better results if you show your face, but there's ways around that. For sure. So how do you do it? All right. How do you do a video? Use your phone. Okay. You don't need any fancy equipment. You don't need to hire somebody. We all got these little magical devices that, are more than the computers that put the moon on, the rocket in the moon and all those kinds of things. Like just use this. I will say, make sure to clean your, camera lens before you record. That's my one tip for you. Bulk record and post daily, or you can record daily, like whatever works for you. I recommend using a program that will post your videos every day. I'm a bulk record kind of girl. When you guys see my social media posts all over social media, I didn't record those every single day. I sat down, I put my pretty makeup face on, and I recorded them all, and then I post them on different days. And how do I do that? We use Publer here at DiversifyRx, but there's many of them out there. Sprout, Social Bee. I think Publer's free or darn tootin' near free. It's really cheap. That's why we use it. I'm all about cost savings. But you can use lots of different programs to do that. But you don't literally have to be on camera every day. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to show your face. That will make it more effective, but you can do videos of walking up and down your aisles of your pharmacy. You can do videos of holding a bottle, a supplement, and filming that. So there's lots of options that you can do. Does not have to be a live video. Many of you have seen live videos or you've watched live videos. However, pro tip here, if you want massive results, if you want like 10x, you're like, I want to grow the crap out of my pharmacy, do a live video every day, because Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them will reward you with massive eyeballs the more consistent you are with live video. So just a point there. And no need for editing, no need for perfection. That's part of actually what makes you lovable as a human being. If you fumble your words, you have a hiccup or something like that, don't worry about editing it out. It's perfect just the way it is. Again, it builds know, like, and trust so much faster. So what are some things you can post about? Because that's a lot of things I hear from pharmacies, like a video every day. Like, what in the world can I possibly post about? All right, FAQs. What are FAQs you get from patients? What are your hours? How do I sign up for a flu shot? Do you guys deliver? Do you take my insurance? Like all those kinds of questions are all a video that you can probably easily do in your sleep. All right. New services. So many of you are gearing up for flu shots, right? Flu shots, flu season, COVID season, the whole shebang. So tell people how you do that. We often assume people know like what they should do because it's obvious to us. This is our 10th year doing it, but you kind of forget that people don't live in your daily world. And so one of the best videos you can make is like, hey, if you want a flu shot from ABC Pharmacy, here's the 3 steps that you need to take. 1, call us at this phone number. 2, pick the time you want to come in. 3, come into the pharmacy. Like something as easy like that can be a video about how to get those services. What to expect videos. A lot of reason patients don't change pharmacies is because they just don't know what to expect that process to be like. They're familiar with Rite Aid. They're familiar with, CVS. They know it sucks, but they're familiar with it. We don't like uncertainty as humans. So one of the great things that you can talk about is, what is it like being a customer at your pharmacy? Hey, we'll say hello when you walk in the door. We'll actually have prescription ready? You know, like what to expect the first time you're here. We're going to ask these kinds of questions. What to expect when you call to transfer. We'll take care of it all for you. We'll call your other pharmacy. You don't have to call them. You know, so all of those kinds of things that you want people to do, take it a little bit further and tell them exactly what to expect. That way they feel more comfortable doing business with you. Then, of course, new products, favorites, seasonal. Have your employees highlight their favorite products. Have them do the videos. It doesn't always have to be you. All right. Like you've got a team. Let's use the whole team. All right. So those are kinds of the things to post about. So I want to make it as easy as possible for you. So I try to give you as many ideas, and really by the 75th day that you're doing this, you'll wonder why you were so worried in the beginning. Trust me, it gets better with time. You'll suck the first video. It's all right. We all survived our first sucky video, and you will too. Another great idea is behind the scenes, especially for you compounders, things that they don't see, you know, all the different fancy equipment, capsule machines, the stuff that is absolutely boring to you is fascinating to your customers. All right. All right. Rule number 2, offer an upsell with each transaction. All right. This gets your employees involved. Okay. And it's going to boost cash-based revenues hands down. So I like to say aim for an additional $10 in sales with each transaction. Generally speaking, $10 in OTC sales is about $5 in profit, because most things are about a 50% profit. It can be anything: chapstick, Burt's Bees, cold medicine, nitric oxide, CBD, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just aim for $10 with each additional transaction. Let employees have their own top 10 products, if you will. It doesn't have to be 10, just products that they're comfortable recommending, they know how to answer questions about, they're comfortable talking about it, things that they're just really comfortable. It could be a top 5, it could be a top 20, but just things that they're really comfortable about. This is honestly worth thousands of dollars a month to you. So let me do the math for you. If you have a $5 profit, okay, off a $10 sale, and you do that through 50 transactions in a day, that times 23 days, that is $5,700 of additional profit, not revenue, profit in a month. You can say, well, Lisa, I don't have 50 transactions a day. I have 25. Okay, and it's worth, $2,800 a month. Still worth thousands, no matter what. And I know some of you are a lot busier than that, when you might even have more transactions. All right. So this truly is worth thousands of dollars in additional revenue. So how do you do it? All right. Train your team. Rearrange your register, your OTC area, to display products that they're easy to grab on the way to the register. Maybe you have some register space. If you don't have register space, put a shelf system, like right to the register, like make it easy. Go into your pharmacy with new eyes and say, how can I make this more user-friendly so that people are, we have products right there that they can pick up and make those additional sales. Put up signage and shelf talkers in your pharmacy as they walk up and down the aisles. They shouldn't be completely blank. There should be something there that calls their attention to a particular product or session. Bag stuffers. I love bag stuffers. If you can follow me for any time, love bag stuffers. And then how do you kind of calculate this? So your total OTC dollars in sales and divide it by the number of transactions. So if you made $500 in OTC sales today and you had 25 transactions, well, then 500 divided by 25 is 20, and you actually average $20 per average transaction. So that could be a way to kind of track it, and you can actually use that KPI in your next role. So that's how you do that one. All right. And then, by the way, if you have any questions, we'll obviously have plenty of time at the end. You can also post them in at any time. Happy to answer any questions. So rule number 3, daily thank you card. By everyone. All right. And that includes you if you're working. All right. So this is an old-fashioned tactic that works wonders in the modern age. All right. And the reason it works is receiving a handwritten thank you card in the mail creates a strong emotional moment with your patients. All right. It has a really big impact on them. Also, your employees will love getting the positive feedback that they get from the customers. My employees, they kind of dreaded the whole thank you card thing. They thought I was kind of silly and dumb. And don't worry, yours will probably think the same too. And then after a couple of weeks, when some of those patients start coming back in, and they're like, thank you so much, John. That was so thoughtful of you. You were the highlight of my day. And they're like, wow, like that did something cool. Like now they love it. I bonus them for their thank you cards, but they actually like to do it. So your employees will actually like it. It makes your pharmacy unique among a sea of options. All right. Your chances are your patients have a lot of choices on where they can go for their pharmacy. And this just creates that strong emotional tie to you. So they continue to choose you as your pharmacy. Very low cost, yet highly effective way of creating some loyalty. So how do you do it? What does this look like? A simple note card with an envelope is really all that you need. You don't have to wait on fancy ones with like your custom logo. I do recommend those. I recommend Jessica at Promo Sons, fantastic place to get them at super low cost. But even just a simple blank note card is perfectly fine. All right. Do not get hung up in the details and let that stop you from implementing the program. The basic rule is every employee, for every shift they work, they write a thank you card to a customer. All right. That's it. It does not have to be a complicated message. This message can be simple as, thank you for choosing ABC Pharmacy. We appreciate you. All right. You can customize it for the patient. You can say, it can be a condolence card. Hey, I'm sorry, Fluffy, died. We empathize with you. Like, we're so sorry. Like, it can be like a custom message. It can be, I hope you had a fantastic vacation. Welcome back. But really just starting off with a thank you, we appreciate you is a great place to start. All right. And yes, I'm talking about a physical mailed card with a stamp. Do not send these messages as text. Do not send these messages as phone calls. It is something special about getting that physical mail in the mail and handwritten. All right. Rule number 4, read 10 pages of a business book. Okay. So you have to become better if you want a better pharmacy. And one of the best places to learn, at least in my experience, has been books. Like I am an avid reader. I love consuming information. That's how I get all the stuff in my brain. So pick an area. I would suggest you pick an area you want to improve in, not one you're already good at. If you're a good marketer, don't pick up another marketing book, okay? Like we're trying to make you better. So pick up something you're not good at, okay? Maybe you're not good at, leadership or developing your team. Or maybe vice versa. You're a great leader, but you suck at marketing. Well, then you might want to pick up a marketing book. All right. It could be physical or electronic, doesn't matter. You can get the physical book or be a Kindle girl. I'm a Kindle girl. So it doesn't matter there. So here's some ideas. If you have I have no idea what kind of business book. Some of my favorites are Think and Grow Rich. I probably read that book at least once a year. One Page Marketing Plan is my absolute favorite marketing book. We actually had the author Alan Dibb at our conference, Pharmacy Profit Summit a couple ago. So if you're a Pharmacy Badass University member, we actually got his sessions recorded from the author. So really awesome if you pick that book. 10X is easier than 2X. Love that author, their whole author series, but I think it's fantastic for pharmacy. Really helps you shift your mind on what's potential for business growth. So those are just some ideas for me, but feel free to, walk up and down the aisle of the, whether virtual or in-person physical book aisle, and pick up one that just excites you. Okay. It should be something that you are excited about and want to learn about, because you're going to read 10 pages every day. And chances are you might actually get through a book and might pick up another one. I catch myself reading far more sometimes than 10 pages. How do you do it? You just read it. Okay. You read it. There's no special thing in here. Just read the book. Just consume good information that's sharpening your brain on a daily basis. All right. Last rule here is rule number 5, pick KPIs and share them daily. All right. I firmly believe your numbers are the treasure map to more profits. If you want more profits in your pharmacy, you have to track and understand your numbers, because then you know what to manipulate. Otherwise, you're just flying completely blind and you're not really heading anywhere. And calculating these daily, because this is a daily rule, makes you hyper focused on these outcomes. And as you motivate your team or you do something a little different, you'll notice bumps. You'll notice hey, that was a really good day. What did we do today? You might notice maybe you have a good day when Betty's working the cash register, but you don't have a good day when John's working. Well, then you might need to work with John a little more. So the calculating the daily makes you hyper focused on the outcomes of these numbers. Choose 2 to 4. Okay. Don't go crazy and try to track 10. Even a number loving nerd like myself, with tracking 10 KPIs every day would probably be overwhelming. So pick 2 to 4 that you're going to track for these 75 days. And then sharing the KPI holds you accountable. All right. Just like Andy Frisella has his post a picture, share a picture. It's just the accountability piece. And really that's That's part of the hard part, okay? Holding yourself accountable, having other people hold you accountable so you do the thing, even if the thing isn't really that hard, but you're actually doing the thing when you don't feel like it. Because there will be days you don't feel like it. There will be a tough day in the pharmacy. There's something will happen. You're sick, whatever, but you still got to do the thing. And so the sharing is what holds you accountable. Who can you share with? You can share with a friend, a spouse, another owner. Our group, we'll tell you about that here in just a minute. But share it with somebody. Pick an accountability partner. Even if it's somebody that has no idea what pharmacy is, just say, hey, dude, I picked you as my accountability partner. I'm going to text you these numbers every day. And if I don't text you by, 7 p.m. every day, like, call me out. Like, just make sure I send them. Like, they don't have to know what the numbers mean. All right. Just the fact that you're having to send them and share them is the important part. Okay. And I will say, whatever KPIs you pick should probably align to whatever overall pharmacy goals that you want. Okay. Don't pick some random numbers over here when, you want to go left. So just make sure that it aligns with your total pharmacy goals. All right. So that's it for the 5 rules. All right. But I want to try to make this easy for you. I want you guys to actually do this. And so to do this, I need to give you some tools to make it happen. So these are completely free resources that I'm going to give to you. We will send them out to you in the email of the recording of this. So if you're listening to the recording, you already got them because you got the email, obviously, because you're listening to the recording. So free resources to help you finish the year strong. 1, I'm going to give you a 75 hard workbook. And that workbook is going to go through the rules. It's going to have some tracking things in there so you can just track, hey, I did the thing this day. I did the thing this day. And that way you can hold yourself accountable, all right? And it's kind of like your little guide for the next 75 days to kind of get you through this. We also have a free Facebook group, all right? We have a Facebook group that's called 75 Hard for Pharmacy Owners. Like I said, we've done this a couple of times with some different groups of pharmacies. So we already have people in there. There's actually all the old content in there because Facebook group, everything is saved in the group. So we have old content in there that you guys might find helpful as some of those people have gone through this. And it's a great place to engage with people that have done this before. And then with your new comrades, your new friends that might be doing with you right now. So we'll send you that link. You can also just search 75 Hard for Pharmacy Owners. That's the name of it. But we'll also send you the link to the Facebook group and you can join that Facebook group. And we're here to support you. The DiversifyRx team is in there along with tons of other pharmacy owners, and you can get support for that. We are going to give you an OTC recommendation guide. So this is something we've made for our members, but I'm going to give it to you all because I want you to use this. So this might help with some of that OTC, that recommending an upsell. If they're getting an antibiotic, you can recommend a probiotic, recommend Tylenol, recommend NSAIDs, recommend some immune boosters, tissues, hand sanitizers. This can help be the training guide to get your staff to know what to recommend. All right. There's always the default, really cool local made lotion or candle. Absolutely. But these are some things that might be specific to the pharmacy space and that you could recommend. And it gives your employees a little more confidence, a little more guardrails that they can follow. Because most employees are really good at following the steps if you just give them the steps. So this is kind of like giving them the steps on what to recommend. So we're going to give this guide to you that you can use to help train your employees and help support them be successful. We're also going to give you a thank you card sample message guide. So it has lots of different ideas because your employees might be like, I feel a little stuck. Honestly, thank you for choosing our pharmacy is always an easy go-to, but they might want to freshen it up a little bit. So we're giving you some examples of things that you can write in the thank you cards. You can print that out, share it with your employees, post it up somewhere in the back in the pharmacy that they can refer to and help make those thank you cards a little easy until they kind of get the hang of it, because they'll get the hang of it. But in the beginning, it might feel a little awkward. All right. So we're going to give you that to you. So that's it. We want you to be successful. I want you to actually change your pharmacy. All right. And to change your pharmacy, you have to change your behavior and you have to change the expectations of the behavior of your employees. Because no change equals no change. And I want change. And I think you want change. Otherwise you wouldn't be on Finish Strong 2024. Right. So, these rules will help you change in a way that's going to benefit your pharmacy. And if you follow through and you do them, you will have a different pharmacy at the end of those 75 days. So Q&A time. If any of you have any questions, feel free to pop them in there. I didn't see any come up during this. Obviously, if you might be listening to this and you're on the bench, or maybe you're like in the car driving, you can always submit questions later. I do have my contact information coming up again. I will share that with you, and happy to answer any of those questions. You will get the email with the recording and the access to the Facebook group and all those kinds of things, so that, you know, you can ask us the questions in the Facebook group as well, because if you have a question, chances are somebody else might have that question. So that's it. Give a minute. Do you guys see any other questions out there? Oh, there's a question that has completely off topic. I love off topic questions. Okay. We have been approached several times about buying wholesale from Cuban Cost Plus. Anyone doing this? I'm personally not in any of my pharmacies. I have seen those solicitations too. I don't have any issue with that. I mean, anywhere that you can get net pricing products, I am a huge fan of. That's why I'm a big fan of like wholesalers like Real Value Products and RX Cherry Pick. I don't believe in chasing rebates, especially on your generics. Like, why should you overpay and just sit around and wait for them to give you money back? No. Just pay the lowest cost up front. So I have no problem with it. They have a very limited products that they have. So my only question is because I haven't gone down that path, is what are the payment terms? Do they offer any payment terms? Because one of the things that hits pharmacy the most is poor cash flow. So one of the things I love about Real Value Products or RX Cherry Pick is the payment terms. You know, you can have 30 to 45 days to pay, which helps with the cash flow. So that would be my one question for them is, you know, what is those payment terms? Because that might come into play there in your decision whether or not to buy from them. So good question. Love off-topic questions. Feel free to throw them at me. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that. And you're welcome, Max Peoples. I don't know if that's your name or if that's the name of your pharmacy, but Max, nice to know. Good thought on the payment terms. Yes, cash flow. Cash flow is oxygen for your pharmacy. And if you don't have it, you will die quickly. So you can live a while without food and water. I mean, life is better with it, but you will not live long without oxygen. So nice to meet you, Max. Now that I know that's your name. All right. Any other questions? Feel free to pop them in there. I'm going to continue and just kind of finish this up. So I would not be a good, boss of a company that sells if I don't just tell you like what I do. So some of you may be familiar with DiversifyRx. Some of you are members, as I recognize you. We create, I'm a big believer that we need more pharmacy CEOs in pharmacy. This is a little bit of a point of contention out there in our pharmacy space. Like, should a pharmacy owner call themselves a CEO? And I firmly believe the answer is yes. And we need more CEOs. Pharmacy is a complicated business. You guys are often handling millions of dollars. You have patients' health at stake. You have employees' lives you're responsible for. Like, yes, you are a CEO and you need to become a CEO. If you're not, if you're just like that pharmacist that so happens to run a pharmacy and I kind of run it by the seat of my pants and I just take care of each fire as it comes up, that gets old really fast. That's it. That burns you out. And so developing yourself really into that CEO where you sit in that place where you become a master of many things, that is what I am here for. That is like what DiversifyRx is here for. And we want to create more patient impact. We want to create more freedom for you, both time freedom and financial freedom. And we want more security from you, for you, your family, your community, your patients. Like, they want security that your pharmacy is going to be there. The DIR fee apocalypse and the changes of PBMs in general, it's decimated our industry. A lot of pharmacies have closed. There's been some people that have done some studies about that. I talked about 10 to 20% of the pharmacies being forced to close. And I had some hate mail that I was like fear mongering. And unfortunately, like, it became true. Pharmacies is hard, and we need CEOs to really lead that. And so we do have PBU membership, and I'm just going to go through this. This isn't meant as like a selling. I just want to know that you know what's out there, because I am on a mission to save pharmacies, and you guys can't know about the help that's out there unless you know about it. And Pharmacy Badass University is 4 simple steps. We reverse poor cash flow and profitability. We build solutions to help you explode growth. We scale systems so your pharmacy is continuously profitable, and then we continue to diversify your revenue streams to create security for you and your community and your patients and your employees. And that's it. Like, that's what Pharmacy Badass University membership is about. Like, it's simple, but it's not easy, because creating that self and really developing yourself into that pharmacy CEO does take work, but there's a ton of reward at the end of that tunnel for sure. We also have the Pharmacy Profit Summit coming up, and yes, we have a ninja theme this year, or total martial arts theme. There will be ninjas, as I say, and so it's March 23rd, 24th, and that seems like it's far away. But by the time we get through cold and flu and vaccines and New Year, like before you know, it's going to be on top of you. And then you're going to be one of those people to be like, the room block sold out. Is there any rooms left? And it's like, I can't make the Omni build more rooms. So get your ticket now, get your room now, and you'll be happier. So some of the topics I want to let you guys know. We haven't publicly announced these topics yet on the public platform, but you guys are here on this webinar. So we're going to be diving in heavily into medical billing. And like real practical medical billing, not theoretical, you can do this in this one county, in this one state medical billing. So we're going to be diving into medical billing. We're going to talk about some easy employee training. I'm so excited for that particular session. Automated marketing. All right. It's amazing. Tax savings. I'm always talking about taxes because anytime to lower them. We're going to talk about AI in your marketing, how you can leverage that to make life easier. We're going to talk about legal hot topics because it's always important to get a legal update, compounding options, PSAO analytics. Did you guys know, like, this is kind of something that I've learned over the last several months. I'm not a big PSAO fan, but depending on your patients and your demographics of patients and the drugs they're on, there actually might be PSAOs that are better for you, or you might learn that going direct is better for you. But we're going to talk about how to analyze PSAOs. We're going to talk about direct contracting because a lot of you want to go direct contract. For many of you, that will be the better choice. So we're going to talk about that and much, much more. So we're going to have awesome. So get your tickets. Tickets are for sale. We actually have 60% of the tickets are already gone. And I'm kind of guessing that maybe by the end of the year, we'll be close to sold out. So pharmacyprofitsummit.com, you can purchase your ticket. And we'll see you at March for ninjas and a whole lot of learning. So this is my contact information. Again, if you want to send me a question, if you're not a member, go to the drlisafoss.com and submit a question through there. Because frankly, if you send it to like Instant Messenger or you send it to like Instagram, I won't see it for like 4 months sometimes, and I feel really bad. So it gets lost in my social media, or like people who sent me on LinkedIn and my LinkedIn account got shut down. Like, it happens. But if you send it through drlisafoss.com, I will get it and I will answer you. And if you're a member, submit your questions through the contact us or join us on our live calls, our coaching calls. You can ask Mike or ask myself on our office hour calls in order to get those questions answered for you. So that is it, Miss Heather. I will turn it back on over to you.
Well, Miss Lisa, that was awesome. I am so thrilled to see our new wave of 75 hard folks come through the groups and all the messages and all that. So I am thrilled. Thank you so much for sharing the program that you adapted really well from our favorite guy, Andy. I will see all of you guys, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, on our continued series, Finish 2024 Strong. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.